Hey, hi, Sydney.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Here we are, Sunday at whatever time zone you're in.
Yeah.
4 o'clock out here and 1 o'clock where Sydney is. Wow, we're going to have a good show today.
Yes, we are.
We got some superstars on and a superstar coming back.
Yes.
Wow. So,
and it's flannel day in case anyone had not noticed that yet.
And what is it?
It's flannel day.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't call each other, see what we're wearing. We really don't. Okay. Maybe we should, huh? So, wow, we're gonna get to it. We got puppies, don't we?
We have puppies, and I'm excited to see them.
Yeah. Now, before we start in with foster mom Abby, some of you, Facebook's being weird. All the live shows are now events, and the descriptions no longer show unless you click on the thumbnail and go read the description in the event page. But for those of you that did, there was a question in there. What would you do if your dog growled at a child? Okay. We're going to approach that after we get done, if we have time, if I shut up. So first things first, we got some cool videos here as intros for these dogs. Who do you want to, I'll just pick one here. I kind of like this one. Oh, hi, Abby.
Hi.
How you doing today? I'm going to turn you up a little bit here. You're a little far away from your mic.
Oh, sorry about
You
that.
don't have to move. I'll take care of that.
Okay.
Wow, you got quite the crew there, don't you?
Always. We always have quite a crew here.
All right.
The
Okay.
two human babies are currently at nap time, so we're down
Man.
2 at the moment, but they'll be back soon.
Okay. Man, that's a couple of good-looking dogs you got there.
They are quite cute. They're big boys, but they're awfully sweet and gentle.
Wow, they do look big. Pictures don't do them justice, do they?
No, they're gigantic. You should pick one of them up.
They've gotten bigger even in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm sure. They seem like we had one of our former foster puppies over yesterday, and their parents thought he was getting big, and he was a shrimp compared to these guys, and they're quite a bit younger than he is. So they're gonna be big boys.
Now, who's that right there next to you?
So this one's Zilio. This is the movie or the video that you just watched.
Okay.
This is our guy with the freckles, and he's got about 400 toes, I think. They got to spend a night at Sydney's house on their way from transport from Texas.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Sure
she captured some of that on video too.
Yeah, she's familiar with the odd amount of toes that this little one has.
Yeah, I saw that in his video, his video.
Yeah.
Wow. So, their mom was a Great Pyrenees, wasn't she?
That's right. And she was picked up from one of the shelters in Texas, pregnant. So these guys were born into rescue. I like to call them rescue light. So they are rescue, but they don't have any of that trauma that sometimes comes along with having been in shelters or bad situations with former owners or anything like that. So they have only known foster homes. I actually think they lived inside at headquarters for the first couple of months with Mama. So.
And they're not early weaned either.
No, they were there for quite a while.
Yeah, rescue has a protocol for puppies. All right, they they're learning from each other.
Yes. And they always come up in pairs when they come into foster homes, so they get to continue to kind of have that bond and learn from each other. And then we've got our girl back here who I don't know how much of a role model she is, but she's doing her best.
Now that's Pepper, right?
That's Pepper. She came to us in October, so it's been a while since I've been on your rescue show, but she's new around here.
All right. It has been a while. Last time you were on, you had Marlo on.
Yeah, he was one of my very favorites, still is, that we've ever had here. And luckily I get to hear from his mom often. So.
That's good. That's awesome. So what can you tell us about, let's start with Zilio.
Yeah, so Zilio is, I would say, even of the two, they're both very calm, but Zilio is even more calm. Zayden came in and tried to kind of see if Pepper was willing to give up her spot as alpha. But Zilio has very much accepted his spot as wherever he will fit in, he'll get in. So he loves the cuddle. He likes to get up on the couch, loves a good bed. He likes to lay in the sunshine. All things about laying down. He's just a good, snuggly boy.
Do his ears really look like that?
I call him Dumbo occasionally. We got to get him a feather and see if they might fly.
So we got to watch him in the strong wind.
Yeah.
Okay. He's adorable.
He's a real cutie. Look at him. He's watching Pepper chew her buffalo horn right now. So very distracted. Very cute.
Wow. How old are they?
They are about 14 weeks.
About 14 weeks.
Maybe slightly older than that, but yeah, about 3.5 months.
Okay. And she good with children?
They are both boys, and both of them have been wonderful with my kids. Zayden seems a little more drawn to them, but both my kids want to just snuggle on Zilio all the time, and he has been very accommodating. Cool. And is very willing to hang out on the couch while they watch their shows or whatnot.
So you're the child test home.
You know, we get to do child testing here. We get to do how do they do with a very dominant female, and we get to cat test. So we've got a lot of them.
Wow. So you when a dog leaves her home, she has most of the answers.
Yeah, we get to test a lot of things around here. No
Yeah.
chickens. I think that's the only one I quite often seem to get. How are they with chickens? It must be a Portland thing, but
It might be because I don't know if you. Last I heard from your director, Melise, you don't send them out to farms on
not usually. I
very
mean,
rare occasions.
there's a lot of urban chicken farmers around here.
Yeah,
so.
there's like in our area, there's the ordinance where you can have up to 4 chickens in the backyard. So lots of people do. It's a very popular.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. She doesn't send them out purposely for working dogs.
Right, that's right.
Yeah. In her words, she ruins a working dog.
Yeah. Yes, they learn the joys of the couch.
That's right. They make good couch potatoes.
Yeah.
And last I heard, you can't have both.
No.
Unless you put a couch out in the field, maybe. Wow. Listen to him. For some reason, I think she's a her or he's a her.
Because he's so pretty.
I'll get
yeah,
over it.
And Zilio is really interesting looking. Like
Yes.
he has like extra toes, as Abby mentioned, and his cute little Dumbo ears that like stick out. And then he has these really beautiful eyes that have this kind of like amber lining around the iris. So he's really a striking puppy.
And I hear he likes cushy beds. So
he also walks like an elephant.
He does. He's got a bit of an odd gait to him, but he is perfectly healthy. That he just needs to make sure that we keep him on a good food regimen so that he stays at a healthy weight, which is important for all giant breed dogs.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. We have 2 of the 3 foster moms of these dogs on the show.
Oh, great.
Yeah, if you think about it. Headquarters had them first. They went to Sydney because I guess you had to take a vacation.
Yeah, I was in the Bahamas in February. Sorry.
Wow. So
yeah, no one can blame you for that.
No. So what kind of home would you think she would? And first of all, they can be separated, right?
Definitely. Actually, they will not adopt them together. So GPRS always separates puppies for their permanent adoptions.
Okay.
So, he's really easygoing. I don't know that he's the dog that you want to take if you want to go on 9-mile hikes every weekend. I think that he's happier to kind of just lounge around, but some certain amount of activity he's in for. But he loves.
Is he too lazy to stand up?
They kind of just slither around my living room and chase each other. So.
Wow. You said his personality was amazing.
He's great. He's just sweet and gentle. He's almost one of those dogs. If he weren't a puppy, because we do have to watch that I have kids, and so their toys are everywhere all the time. So we have to make sure that the puppies have puppy toys and the kids have kid toys. And sometimes they all get confused. But if it weren't for that, he's almost one of those dogs that you could be like, where'd he go? Like, is he still here? He's just very quiet, just kind of lumbers around and is, he's an easy guy.
I saw somewhere, and I know I've got it up here. Whoop, I got the wrong dog here, don't I?
Okay, that's his brother.
Somewhere up here, I have a picture of him and a boot.
I'm wearing those boots. Yeah.
So that was your boot. Foster mom wears combat boots.
It was my boot, and they have yet to destroy a shoe, but they like to move them around. So they'll bring them from one room to another and make sure that we know where our shoes are.
I'm going to take over for a second while I didn't upload it. I'm going to go get the boot.
Okay.
It's a good picture.
It is. It's very cute.
even though he was being trouble.
So now, what about those? Are going to be some big dogs, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel comfortable saying easily over 100 pounds for these guys. They're the biggest pups that we've had. So we've had a couple of big ones, a couple of pure Pyrenees that get big, and the GPRS foster page was actually weighing in and saying they think these guys have some Anatolian, because I was betting on pure Pyrenees, but
I would have guessed Anatolian.
Yep. So the experts are saying they've got some Anatolian probably.
Yeah. And Abby, they're close to 30 pounds now, aren't they?
I can't imagine that they're not 40 would be my guess. So, I mean, when I pick them up, they are hefty little things. Yeah.
That's why I didn't upload the boot picture. I can't find it. So what about young children? Are they going to be too big when they get older to be adopted with younger children?
So I think the GPRS's guideline is that for puppies, they try not to adopt to families with kids under 5. Okay. I don't know that it's a hard and fast rule. It's one of the reasons that we only foster puppies, because we have kids that are so young. So the knockover risk is a lot smaller with big giant puppies than it is with big giant dogs. So yeah, I think that they try to put them in homes with kids that are older or a little more dog savvy. Ours have been fostering GP puppies since my daughter turned 1. I think we got our first one on her first birthday. So they're pretty giant breed savvy as a 2 and 4-year-old can get, which
Okay. Now I'm pretty sure Sydney can correct me if I'm wrong, but they just kind of process every application, right?
Yeah, and I mean, some people that apply, they're just not in a good place yet to have a puppy. So sometimes we say, we recommend a dog over a year if you're looking to adopt right now. And if you really want a puppy, sometimes we end up telling people, you know what, come back in a year, because they might be in a little bit of a transition in their lives, or they might have a very senior dog. And so, it depends, but we really try to find, we're very truthful about whether we feel like it's a good situation or not, and a good match, and whether we have a match for them. But yes, we do. We're very communicative with applicants.
Cool. And that's always good. And you're pretty much tell them everything there is to know about the dog too.
Yeah.
So that's your boot, Abby?
That's this boot, and while you were looking for the photo, he was actually laying here licking the boot. So there might be some kind of relationship going on with him.
So you don't even have to take it off. Now, will the boot travel with him?
Don't be trying to untie it.
So will the boot travel with him when he gets adopted?
The boot will not be These are some of my favorite boots. So unfortunately, the boot will not be going with him when he goes home. But they're from Target, so you go out and get his favorite toy.
There you go. Here you go. I agree. Rena says pups require a lot of work, and I always have a lot of respect for you guys that foster, especially multiple puppies and litters of puppies. Last week we had the D litter. Yeah, last week we had the D litter on, and Stephanie definitely had her hands full.
Yeah. Yep, those are also big babies.
Yeah, but man, these two are pretty good sized. But they're older than the D litter too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, they're amazing looking. Now we have another video that we can bring Zayden over for that one, right?
They have politely stayed stage right to let his brother.
You turn the camera to him, right? So what you're saying, he's not going to get up because he's busy.
I'll yank the bed over.
All right. Boy, whoever came up with that tune needs to be slapped, huh? Looky there. He didn't move off the bed, did he?
Why bother? You got a good spot. Oh, and then Pepper will come take his
And
bone.
Pepper just swiped whatever he had.
Yeah. Your Benny bone. Poor guy.
Well, what I wouldn't give to be a fly on the wall at nighttime when you guys are sleeping with these dogs out and about.
They are critted at the night.
So what can you tell us about Zayden?
So I can tell you that my husband and I have not so jokingly thought about keeping him, but we're not.
Wow.
He's so sweet. He's so soft. He is so gentle. He loves our kids. So when they're crated at nighttime, and when they first wake up, they have to go potty. But as soon as he gets in the house, he goes and finds the kid, like immediately. Just goes and wants to give kisses. Loves that my son will put his on both sides of his face, kiss his nose, and he's here for it.
Wow.
He lives for it. And he
No,
likes
man.
in bed.
So now, wow, we just said that we don't adopt to a family with kids, but then a family with kids could be watching right now.
Yeah, a family with kids could be watching right now. So, and
What's the difference?
Always worth talking to the adoption screeners about the dog and about your family situation. My son's 4 years old, so he's almost at that 5+ level for puppy adoptions. So. And
how old is your little girl? Because last time I saw her, I think you had to carry her.
I still have to carry her. I don't know that she's going to grow out of that, but she's 2.5 now. She can walk. She just almost always chooses not to. So.
That's a cute little video now. It muted our mics. So they need somebody that can teach them how to run the fence line, right?
Pepper is on it. She was teaching them to run, and the neighbor dog was barking yesterday out on the other side of that fence. And so they were all riled up. These two didn't make a peep back, though, but certainly enjoyed running back and forth like they were going to maybe do something about it.
How long have you had them?
I've only had them for about a week. I think I got them last Sunday, so it's only been a week here at our house, but they're just sweet, easy boys.
Wow, you know, I don't ever hear you say you're going to foster fail, but yet you guys discussed it with Zayden.
I think the whole GPRS community is waiting for us. We've fostered, these are our 20th and 21st Pyrenees fostered, and we have yet to fail. So someday we're due.
But yet you've discussed it with this.
Instead.
But yet you've discussed it with this boy.
Well, he's just so good looking, and he's so sweet.
He is. So
and he looks so good with Pepper.
So both of these dogs would need another dog in the home. Would they like a mentor or at least somebody to play with? And they get vocal too, huh?
Yeah, Pepper finally gave up her water buffalo horn, so there's only one in the house, and they've decided.
I love it. Get out of the way. Sorry, foster mom.
Come here. Hi. I know.
They don't have very big barks yet, do they, Sydney?
No, and I will say that Zayden is he has what I call good self-esteem. He was like the first puppy to go outside, like to tromp down the stairs to go outside to go potty. The first one to like stomp up the stairs to come back in. The one who was kind of initiating the play with my dogs and my foster puppy Frosty. And Zilio held back a little bit. He wants to watch and see how things go before he engages. So they definitely, even at this young age, have their own little personalities, which is really fun.
All right. Wow. Well, Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. That's where they're at. Now, Zayden just got listed. He was kind of the best kept secret, wasn't he?
I think you're thinking of Zilio.
Yeah.
One of them
Zilio just got reelected.
Okay, because one of them, there wasn't a bio up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Zilio, we took a little bit of extra time to make sure that everything was going to go well in the house here, and that as Sydney and I said, he's got a bit of an interesting walk around, and we wanted to make sure that there was nothing to be concerned about there. Like I said, the vet looked at him, said absolutely nothing to be worried about. Just make sure that he stays healthy. So.
He's just a giant dog with,
with a funny walk.
With a funny walk and an extra toe, right? So, all right. Now, you're going to stay up with us, right? Because our talking points are going to include you this afternoon about, remember what we asked? What would you do if your dog growled at a child? So,
yeah.
And Abby does a lot of work with her children. Now, we've got us a third dog we got to get on to. So I'm going to, are you finished, Abby? Is there anything you would like to add about these two? And is the Dalmatian adoptable?
The Dalmatian has been adopted. She's
Gotcha.
a rescue from Texas, so you missed your chance. We got her before you. But trust me, you're probably better off with one of these guys. They're a little more calm. She's crazy, so.
Oh, she's crazy. Okay.
She's a little wild. I don't know if you've heard, the Dalmatians have a lot of energy, and it's not a lie.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, boy, we've got us a good one coming up. Well, we'll just let everybody judge for himself because, man, Frosty was on not too long ago, but the great strides he's been making, I think the video reflects it a little bit. We're going to play his video.
Great.
Wow. He's a special boy. He even got himself a new video.
Yes, and I have to fold down my laptop a little bit so you can see him because he keeps just laying his head in my lap.
Wow. And
But he is incredibly gentle taking treats. He has a very soft mouth. And my dogs are seniors, and so they get medicine in the morning and the evening for their arthritis, and so everybody gets cream cheese and Frosty Bear. Even then, when he's getting really good cream cheese, he takes it just as gentle as this.
wow. I happen to have a reliable source that tells me that his brother's watching.
Oh,
Yep, Fozzie Bear's watching.
yeah. Yeah, it was I think Frosty is a different dog now that he is on his own from his brother Fozzie. And so in the beginning, he actually was fairly insecure. And so he's needed some time to kind of figure out who he is as a puppy all by himself, and in a new pack. And so he's made a lot of progress, and I'm really proud of him for kind of figuring out that he can join a new family and be okay and find his place there. Yeah, he's pretty comfy. He's a good napper.
See, when he was with his brother kind of called the shots, and which is why they don't adopt siblings out together.
Yeah, because typically one sibling just really diminishes, and then they, as you said before, they kind of focus on each other and don't really need anybody else and don't interact. And a lot of times, when they become bonded pairs, one personality really diminishes and the other dog really kind of takes over, and then they can't really function outside of being together.
Yeah. Jamie just said that, yep, Fozzie is watching. No. All right. Do you hear them puppies? She looked like now how long did you have the puppies that are making all this noise?
Frosty and Fozzie.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Zaleo and Zayden. How long?
Abby's had them for a week. I just had them. They had a pajama party for one night at my house.
Oh, okay. Because it looks like Frosty was just picking right up on that, kind of half mentoring, half playing.
Oh my gosh, he was so happy to have them here, to have playmates, and I did have to monitor because he's 8 months old. He's 60 pounds, and so he's quite a bit bigger. And
they're about 3 months old and probably 60 pounds.
Well, no, I mean, he definitely outweighed them.
Oh yeah.
And he's really tall, so he was, he's twice their height.
Right.
So
now he's Akbashi, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely is Pyrenees because he has double dew claws on both back feet. He has gigantic toes, gigantic feet. But I believe that he's also Akbash. He jumps like a gazelle over. I have just a little garden area inside my backyard, inside the main sturdy fence, and I have probably a 2.5 foot fence for my little herb area, and he just does a straight leap over. Wow. For some reason, he likes to go in that area because it's closer to the street, so he can hear and bark more. Right. But
yeah, well, Akbash are they're known to jump more than the Great Pyrenees.
Yeah.
And peers are typically climbers, but so those of you who have peers, we know they know how to jump if they learn. All right.
Yeah.
At Fozzie's last checkup, he was over 85 pounds. I saw Fozzie last night.
Yeah. So, so Fozzie sounds like he's definitely bigger than.
And he's also Maremma. We think that there were two dads, and there can be multiple dads in a litter. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because their bodies are very different. Their bone structure is very different. So.
Yeah, and I don't know what their mom or dad was, but I think they had two dads, because I think one of the dads was Maremma and the other one was Akbash. That would mean that they were probably born on a farm.
Yeah, that would not surprise me at all. But yeah, he's doing better with kind of loud, sudden noises too. He is becoming less scared, less startled when those happen. Even just yesterday when we were on a walk, there was a garage door open and an air compressor went off and it was really loud. And he looked really quick, but he didn't get scared. And so that's one example of, just how much he's doing, how well he's doing, and kind of becoming his own and becoming more secure now that he's been separated from his brother for, I think, about five weeks or so. And so
his brother is doing well too.
Yeah.
His own personality too now.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's, it gives them an opportunity once they're separated for them to really bloom and become the dog that they were meant to be.
That's
so
right. Just like he is, and just like Fozzie is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's an amazing boy now. Frosty, he's come a long way. He, if you guys remember right, when they came in, it was believed they had never seen the inside of a house, and not much human interaction.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, look at him now.
Yeah.
Fozzie's done so well. He got adopted already.
Yeah. Yeah.
And never had to leave his address. So, wow. But you don't do that, because you got a couple, but we got some good stuff up and coming, don't we? We got some dogs coming on. We're going to try to get your old foster on as a happy adoption story, Marjorie, right?
That would be awesome. I had her for 2 months, and she was wonderful. I had multiple people tell me that I should adopt her, but at my house, she didn't have a playmate, so it wasn't fair to her. I definitely am a transitional. I'm just a temporary home, especially for puppies. Right. I invest in them in the way that I can. They have a good mentor dog here, but they don't have a good playmate, which puppies deserve to have a good playmate.
Yeah. See, now, Zayden and how do I pronounce it? Zilio?
Zilio.
Okay. Abby's muted here. Sorry. Oh, Abby muted Abby. So anyway, they're going to need to be separated soon. So let's get them adopted. Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. They're both listed. They're both public, and they're both ready. So, yep. And Frosty Bear, he's ready too, isn't he?
He is. I do feel like he's ready now.
Your part of the stepping stone is finished.
Yep. His first foster home, really poured into him and helped him know that people were really nice and they wanted to, treat him well. And he, when he moved to a new home, he had to kind of figure that out again a little bit, but he did quicker. So now I can, if he's laying in the hallway, I can step over him, where before he got scared. But now he just looks at me like, are you rubbing my belly as you walk past or what? So
I'll tell you, somehow that didn't make it on the video, and I don't know how. All right. I think it made it on his. No, I don't think it made it on any of the videos. Now, that's not your place. That's his first foster home, right?
No, that's my house.
Oh, is that your house? I can't believe that didn't make it on the video.
Yeah.
We're lucky the video got made even this quickly.
Yeah.
So he's hard to take pictures of, isn't he?
He is. He's kind of gawky, and when I get the camera out and get close to him, then he just wants to come and snuggle with me. So
So what'd you do? Knock him out and take a picture?
No, I was sitting next to him and I
Wow.
slid slowly off the couch so I could get far enough away to get a good picture.
Was he actually sleeping? Because it's hard to
Yeah.
say when they're upside down because their eyelids kind of relax and shows
He
their eyes.
was, because he was snoring.
Aha. Okay. So, wow. Great. Great Parenting Rescue Society.org. That's where, man, you guys are really on a run with dogs here, aren't you? Perfect dogs. So now, I found out last night or recently that the mentor they had at their first foster, well, looks like Fozzie has settled her down. As far as meeting new people and stuff. She didn't do well with people. Poppy didn't. Yeah, that was Poppy's problem. But she always did good with dogs. But now, Jamie was telling me last night that they've had people over and Poppy was fine. They think Fozzie's rubbing off on her.
Yeah, he's probably, because he's friendly, he's probably a good ambassador for her to see how nice,
Absolutely.
people are.
I think she's starting to bond to him or vice versa or something. But pretty soon the roles of pack leader, God forgive the term, is going to change. And that usually does, especially with the Maremma sheepdogs. So anyway, wow, he's up. Oh, as soon as I made you big, he laid back down. Go figure. So, Abby, what would you do if one of your dogs growled at one of your children?
Oh, our dogs aren't allowed to growl at our children.
What's that?
I said our dogs aren't allowed to growl at our children, and they're told that, and they know that.
All right.
We adopted Pepper in October, and unfortunately for her, she wound up in our family. But unfortunately, she can be a bit of a reactive dog. So we've had issues with her growling at other children. She's always been wonderful with ours.
Okay. But you teach your children, right?
We do. I think for my children, especially because we have so many dogs in and out, and then because we go to so many places and events that have dogs, talking about safety with dogs is just as important as we talk about wearing a helmet when you ride a bike. We talk about not going anywhere with strangers. Dog safety is right up there for us. And I think that it should be with a lot of people, because a lot of kids will run up to a dog that looks fluffy and friendly, and sometimes they aren't so much. So. And
children put off weird signals too. All right.
They move quick and they're loud.
Yep, and mine are gone. So teach your children proper etiquette around the dog, because it's not the dog's job to get along with children. He can't make all those conceptions.
We talk to our kids about etiquette with the dogs in the house. They don't mess with the dogs when they're sleeping. They don't mess with the dogs while they're eating. That's not allowed. Those aren't things that learn inside our house, and they're not things that they can do outside the house. And if a dog has a favorite toy, they're not allowed to take it away. Now, Pepper loves to play tug of war, and so she'll bring us toys sometimes, but they're not allowed to walk up and take something out of her mouth. And that's something that carries outside of our home as well. You see a dog with a ball and immediately assume you can go take it from them. So I just think
always remember your children will teach the dogs too. You teach them how to approach a dog, and that will also rub off on the dog, make the dog less chance of being on alert with a child that the dog doesn't know.
Well, that's I said, our dogs aren't allowed to growl at the children here, and if that happens, they, I don't want to say they get punished. We don't do a lot to punish dogs around here, but they get separated, and they don't get to be near the family, and they don't get to
you manage it
if they are growling at anybody.
Right, and you managed it because these dogs never do anything without a reason. Not even a puppy. Now puppies are more apt to do something snap. Not snap bite, but for almost where it seems like it's no reason. But because they're puppies. But as they get older, we don't want them to have a bad first impression of a child. Okay. Right. Because one of the biggest things I get on training calls is They draw the line if the dog growls at the child. Well, now wait a minute. Now hang on. The dog is talking to the child. The dog is telling the child, "I'm not comfortable." The dog doesn't know. The child doesn't understand that. So that's where parents come into play. Growl is good. Growl is communication. All right.
Yeah.
And we have, we're actually going to try to put something together, aren't we, Abby?
Yeah, that would be, I think that dog safety with kids, it needs to be talked about more. Like I said, we talk to our kids about wearing helmets. We put them in LP pads when they go roller skate. We need to be talking to them about what to do with the dog at the park that they're bound to encounter. So it's not something that you can just assume that your kid will know how to act.
Right.
And it's probably something you should talk about before it happens. So,
because it's not always the dog's fault here. Now,
No.
if you ask me, it's never the dog's fault, but I'm a different person. Now, Sydney, have you ever had one of your dogs growl at a child, like say on a walk?
Yes. So there was my dog Artemis. Her parents were feral. I adopted her as a puppy, but there was a lot of socialization that I needed to do with her. So one day when she was an adult dog, we were walking in a really nice, popular park. And there was a mom with her probably 4-year-old, and the 4-year-old saw Artemis and took off running toward us because Artemis is nice and fluffy. And so the mom was telling the child to stop, but she wasn't running after the child to actually physically stop. And so Artemis and I stopped, but there was really nowhere we could go. And Artemis growled at the child to say, "Hey, don't come any further." But the child still came, but you could see the light come on, like once he realized that Artemis was growling at him, but he had too much momentum to stop. And so he ran and crashed into me and grabbed my leg and just stood there. And Artemis was startled, but because I had done so much socialization with her and exposed her to lots of different situations, including children, she didn't react other than that. Like she originally said, "Hey kid, whoa." And then I think she realized that he couldn't stop himself either. So she just stood and just waited. And the mom was mortified. I mean, the mom was scared when she realized what could have happened.
Oh yeah. So
by the time she got to us, I could tell that it maybe was a kind of a come to Jesus moment in a really good way. But that's the only time that I can really come to mind. But Artemis is just being her dog self and trying to communicate in the ways that she has available to her.
Yeah. Now, usually when a dog growls at a child, the dog didn't approach the child. So and 9 times out of 10, maybe higher, it's about their space. They get uncomfortable with that child coming into their space, so they will communicate, "Please don't come into my space."
Yep. Because kids have erratic movements, I mean, they're just like doing weird things with their body. And
I growl at them sometimes. All right.
They're fast, they're loud. They're a lot. They're a lot for me.
And they drop good things on the floor. And they drop things too, like food. So one of the things is that we're gonna try to cover if we get this thing going. What we're gonna try to do with and Sydney hasn't said yes yet, but Abby did. We're going to try to set something up for you folks on children and dog unity, all right, and how to achieve it. Okay, so right now rescues they don't want to adopt to folks with young children because number one, they hear it too. I draw the line when a dog growls at my child. Well, the dog is communicating. What line is there to draw? All right. So we're gonna go over that and how Abby achieves it, and everybody's going to be different, but it's going to give you something to look at. Okay. And it's not going to be a live thing. We're just going to record it and it'll be distributed, and there'll be some learning involved in there, and a lot of explanation. A lot of breed history will be in there too. For those of you that look up breed history on Google, don't do that. Okay, you can go to itsdogornothing.com. There's some good information out there that's accurate. Okay, Google's full of well, some sites are still calling them herding dogs, and they're not. They're guardian breeds.
Right.
They're boundary dogs, and then there's a big misconception. Well, they're boundary dogs. Why do they keep getting out? Well, they're boundary dogs because they protect the boundaries and all the contents. It doesn't mean they respect the boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay. That means they might be looking for another, other boundaries. So a lot of stuff going on there. But Abby is, what do they do at headquarters? Call you up and say, hey, can you test this dog with your kids? See if they'll eat your kids?
When I very first volunteered to start fostering, my husband and I said, God, we just want like the 9-year-old old man who's having a hard time getting adopted because he's old and he'll just lay on the couch. And Gretchen called me and she said, you can have puppies. I said, well, we'll take puppies.
So much for the 9-year-old.
They're kind of, they're right. The puppies are a lot more predictable with kids. And it gives us a good opportunity to kind of imprint on the puppies that kids they're not dangerous, that kids can respect them. But
the seniors are the greatest too, but doesn't mean, they've seen a lot in their life, but it doesn't mean they've seen kids. There's no guarantee. So
right. Yeah. Puppies are a little more predictable, so that's what works for us. And so we've had a lot of them.
Yeah, you have. So out of all the ones that you've had, I've only known a few myself, but which one would you have to say was your favorite? Since you never, would that be Zayden?
No, I think that, our resident dog passed away. Marlo was staying with us. And I think that had circumstances been different, Marlo would still be living with us. He was definitely my favorite. I miss him all the time. His mom knows it. It was just a really, really good dog. So he wasn't, he was 18 months old, so he was young, but not a puppy. But he was just an awesome dog, and it was just right dog, wrong time for us.
Okay. Wow. So Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org, these 3 dogs you saw on here today, that's where they are. And everybody's got their own website. So you can read all about them. And the videos that we played will be up on their websites too. So on their bios. So if you guys want to watch that, you can go out to YouTube, GPRS YouTube channel, or and watch them there too, or just go back on Facebook. We don't take the shows down. You can watch the reruns if you miss it. That's if you want to watch it. But that's up to you. But anyway, we're getting close. Sydney, anything to add?
I don't think so. I think it's really nice to hear that Abby's family really has like a very conscious philosophy about teaching dogs and kids coexistence.
Yep.
And because so many times we see families who take it for granted that puppies and kids are all going to be fine, or that dogs and kids are all going to be fine. And it really does take this consciousness that and communication to your kids about expectations, and because you want to set everyone up for success, your kids, yourselves, the dogs, so that you can all coexist in a really healthy, happy way.
Yeah. The Great Pyrenees, Yakbash, Mrem, and Kuvas, those are all masters of communication. And if they've got vocal, if you hear them growl, that means you missed all of the silent attempts prior to that. Okay. It's communication. And there's a lot of different reasons. They're never going to do anything without a reason. But with some dogs, sometimes we don't know their past. But that doesn't make them a bad dog, because I have some clients right now that had the puppy since they're 8 weeks old, and they need help. Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't be a number of reasons. Okay. So, but these dogs will always tell us their past in the end. They'll let us know. and they won't lie to you, and they will be loyal. So they will be loyal to you for life. So don't give up on them. And if you guys need help, there's resources. If you have a Dalmatian, go to Dalmatian Rescue, and they'll point you in the right direction if you need assistance. Great Pyrenees, contact the rescue. Yeah. Contact a rescue. They will point you in the right direction, and make no mistake, they handle more dogs of their breed than anybody else. So don't anybody tell you that rescue doesn't know what they're talking about, but they do know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I used to think that when I first found the rescue, these guys don't know what they're doing. Now think about that statement. You know, they handle probably more than the French farmers do now. Well, I pretty much guarantee it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. It was a good show. Well, we still have 4 minutes. What do you want to do? Abby, you want to close with anything?
No? You know, adopt a puppy. I put it on my little tagline up there.
Okay.
The sooner these two get adopted, the sooner we can get some more and keep the dogs. So
we'll have to get you back on the show when you get more.
For anyone who's not aware, there's really a crisis going on in the shelters in America right now. And so if you've been thinking about adopting, now's the time. You know, I never pressure anyone into adoption because it's a big deal. But if you've been thinking about adoption, it's a great time to do it. You can't adopt, foster. If you can't foster, volunteer, or donate. The dogs really use the help.
That's right. And big time. And it's not just rescues. Like Abby said, it's shelters. Everybody in shelters, and don't harass them because they euthanize a dog. They're probably on contract to the county. And instead of harassing them, if you euthanize a dog, go adopt that dog, okay, from the shelter.
Or go foster that dog.
Yeah, or go foster that dog. All right. We are in strange times right now. It seems to be first one that has to go is dog. And for me, first one that had to go is kids. So, hey, each his own, right? So, and Sydney's lucky. She doesn't have kids at home. I don't have kids at home. And won't be too much longer. Abby won't either. What, another 15 years?
Yeah, just, 16 years or so.
Yeah. All right. Now, neither one of those puppies did the mouthing, did they? Like some puppies do.
They're really not big mouthers. They love their chewies. They love their Benny bones. They love their buffalo horns, but they're not mouthers, really.
Thank goodness they got big mouths.
They're big guys.
But they got the oddest barks.
They're baby barks.
Puppies will do that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we got a comment. Jamie. Another great show. Thanks, Steve. Oh, thanks, Jamie. Now you're embarrassing me, and Sydney too. So you forgot Abby. All right. She was a big part of this today.
Yes.
I'm part of everyone at GPRS.
Yeah, we got some dogs good dogs going to be on this month for at the end of the month. So who was that can be on at the end of the month? I forget now.
Yeah, we have a couple dogs. Max and Lily are going to be on.
Yeah, Max and Lily.
Yeah, we have a bonded pair.
They're superstars.
Yep. So I'm excited. It's pretty special when someone has the ability to foster a bonded pair. It's also pretty special when a foster has the ability to take on 2 puppies at a time because not everybody can do that. So that really, I mean, that means 2 more spots for other puppies to come in and have a chance to be pulled from a shelter. So it's it really is an act of heroism whenever people can foster or volunteer. It's not always a very seen volunteerism, but it like you're saving somebody's life. And so that's part of the reason why I've never yet anyway foster failed, is because if I do that, I'm kind of a 3-dog household is the max. That means I don't have a spot for somebody else.
Right.
So that's why it's important that I do what I can and help the dog or the puppy, and then I'm just a transitional home until they get to their forever home.
Yep. And that's what fosters do. But think about it. We've got just right up here on the screen, she has 3. You have 3 lives saved. That's 6 dogs.
Yeah.
Because they were all rescues, every one of them. So, and when you adopt a dog from Abby, then Abby can take another one, and that means
We are clearing room for the dog.
that means headquarters can take another one from the shelter, and the shelter can take another one. Never forget that. It's a domino effect everywhere. So
exactly,
and,
a positive one.
Yep, it is a very positive one. So, but don't forget your shelters, and don't forget the rescues. And for those folks in Texas, the GPRS headquarters, last I knew, sure could use some volunteers down there.
Yes.
There's quite a few dogs there too, because they usually go there first, usually. So, and you've had a few adoptions too. We had the bond pair on the show, Sissy and Dino. Remember? Or Sassy and Dino. They got adopted.
Yep, they recently were adopted.
Yep, they were adopted. So we've had quite a few on the show get adopted, but probably not because of the show, but it's always fun to bring them on.
Yep, and also Steve, Plato and Pandora just got adopted too.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, what's she going to do now? She needs 2 more dogs.
We'll give them to her.
Okay. And she could be watching
she's
too.
actually volunteering to watch puppies over spring break, so she's a saint.
There you go. And also too, that's what I've seen this with this rescue and other rescues, that if somebody's getting ready to go on vacation, they'll put the word out to another foster. Can you watch my dog from now to then? And you guys always find somebody, don't you?
Yep.
So that's why
if that happens, yep, they kind of work together. Now, if the one is going on vacations in Texas and Abby's in Oregon, chances are she can't watch the dog for a few days. Right? So anyway, that's it. We're done for the day. We'll see you guys next week. We're gonna go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say thank you, Abby, for coming on and showcasing these 2 puppies.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We love being on. It's been too long since we've had new puppies around here. So.
Yeah, we gotta try to get Stephanie back on, because I missed the show last week because I know it sounds far-fetched, but we had a train derail up the street and took my power out. I know, likely excuse, right? It was on the news, okay? So, well, it's beautiful Dalmatian. I don't even like Dalmatians. Well, I can say I don't like them.
She's a lot to handle.
They just got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So, all right. I like seniors. What a coincidence coming from a senior.
Well, I have 2, so I also love the senior dogs.
I love it. All right, everybody. Abby, thank you. Bye. We'll see you in 2. Actually, the 3 of us probably going to talk sometime, hopefully this week, and see if we can get that going. All right. Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a good day.